Canelo's not the only fighter here. You know, I feel like everybody's just waiting around for the Canelo fight, but there's great fights for David Morrell Jr. or David Morrell, Caleb Plant, Charlo, Edgar Berlanga. You know, there's so much great fights to be made. So, like I said, if I don't get that fight with Canelo, I would love to carve my own way and make my own name. You know, I feel like I'm the best in the world, and I'll take on anybody to prove that.
So let's start with Edgar Berlanga. Obviously, he's got the Steve Rose fight, common opponent with Gennady Golovkin.
Mm-hmm.
Does he do better, just as good, or does it go 12?
I don't know, bro. To be honest with you, his last fight, I thought he was gonna take care of it easy, but he didn't look too good his last fight. But I mean, I guess you just live and you learn, and you go in there and you work on stuff that you need to work on. I mean, I feel like he's learned from his last fight, and he's getting better. So I feel like it's up to him, you know. I mean, from what I seen the last fight, you know, I don't want to predict anything because I thought the last fight he got dropped and he didn't really look too good. He was looking for one shot. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. But I want him to get better, bro, because that's the fight that I want for myself. I felt like that would be a huge fight for the Mexican and the Puerto Rican people. It could be a huge, huge fight. So, you know, I want him to do good, and hopefully one day we can meet in the ring.
How many years you think that fight is off from being?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I mean, if you look at it, we're the same age. Well, he might be a year younger than me. So I mean, it's not saying that he has to get ready or he has to go through more because we're the same age. You know, I was champion when I was 20 years old. Champion again when I was 22. So it's not that he's young. He's not too young. You know, I don't know. I just don't know what. Some people just improve faster than other people, I guess.
Absolutely. You know, he's with Keith Conley, who does very good business with Al Heyman, and he's only on a 2-fight deal. Like, his top-ranked deal ended. They did a new one.
Oh, wow.
For 2 fights.
Yeah.
So it's this one and one more. So he still could end up
going to PBC. Well, then maybe. I don't think Top Rank will let him go. I think they'll give him a good check. But, like, I don't know. I mean, it's just... We'll see what happens, bro. Like I said, there's a lot of good fights. A lot of good fights to be made in the super middleweight division. I'm excited for every one of them. I'm working hard, and come on, I'm ready for anybody.
What's your thoughts on Morrell? Have you watched him fight? Like, physically watched him fight, or you just know about him?
No, I watched him fight. Yeah, he's good. He's super good. He's very talented. He's very technical. And like I said, that's the fight I want. You know, that's the fight. Was he an Olympian? He won a gold medal or something like that?
Oh, I didn't know he won a gold medal.
Or was he just an Olympian?
I would have to double check if he.
But he's good, bro. Like I said, he's powerful. You know, he moves good movement, and he's fast. You know, and that will make a good fight for the fans.
You think the fact that he's with Louis and you're with Louis makes it easier or more difficult? Because the way I look at it from a business standpoint, if I'm Louis, David could get a Canelo fight. Morrell can get a Canelo fight. That's 2 separate fights, 2 separate checks and events.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Sometimes you think fights are easy, but they're not easy to get made. You know, I feel like with me and Caleb, that fight could have been happened, and it hasn't happened yet. But like I said, we're just gonna be here, to be ready. Me, I've never turned no fighter down. I've accepted every fight, and I've requested that we make these fights happen, like with Charlo. I called Al Heyman, or I called Luis DeClubes, and I asked him to make that fight happen. He said, if we can make it happen, we'll ask them, but I don't know what happened with there. I asked with Caleb Plant, you know, and I even asked for Edgar Berlanga, too, when I was in Big Bear, and I mean, it's just not that easy to make them happen.
Yeah, man. So, I guess I know you see the narrative that you don't deserve the shot because you lost your belts. What do you feel about that?
I'm still here. You know, I'm still number 2, number 1 contender. You know, I'm still beating the fighters they need to put in front of me. I've never lost. I was 2-time world champion. I mean, I feel like that has really nothing to do with anything. I feel like if somebody beats me, it's a very good name for them on their resume. 25-0, 22 knockouts. 2-time world champion. You know how much respect they would get if somebody beats me? Or, you know what I mean? And then sometimes, too, I feel like the fans just need to shut up and be happy, bro. Like, I'm trying to make the best fights possible for you guys. Well, you guys want to keep seeing these bullshit-ass fights happen. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I mean, they can say whatever. They can say whatever they want, but I'm doing this for the sport of boxing. I'm trying to get the best fights made possible.
Why do you think that Plant fight didn't happen? Like he has a post on his social media. It's probably 2 years old now, maybe, of Samson, and him pointing to Samson as the reason the fight didn't happen. And it's a video of Samson basically saying you are not ready, that you're still young.
So okay, you can say that, but when that fight, when he fought Caleb Truax, I was in camp at the same time. We requested for that fight too. It would have made sense. I was still number 1 or number 2. You know, I mean, I had lost the belt for myself, but I'm still there in the rankings. And in the IBF, I was in the rankings too. I told them, let's make that fight happen. They didn't want to make that fight happen. They went in a different route, and he looked like shit against Caleb Truax. You know what I mean? Wouldn't that have been a better fight? Wouldn't that have spelled better for the sport of boxing? The winner of Benavidez, Caleb Plant, got Canelo. It would have made more sense, but who was not ready at that time? I was ready. We called for that fight, but he didn't accept it.
For sure. So I got Mr. Adore that says, what are your thoughts on fighters? Oh, this is definitely an indirect at Charlo. What are your thoughts on fighters or champions that haven't unified, calling out fighters that are not in their weight class?
No, I really don't have no opinion on that, bro. I mean, he's still gonna end up getting the fight anyway, so I mean, it don't really matter. I mean, about fighters calling out, saying that they'll never go up to 68, and now they're right there trying to fight everybody at 68 except the person that was calling them out. I mean, I don't know, bro. I mean, there's a lot of politics and whatever's going on, but it is what it is.
I get it. So I got the best dad ever that says, who are your favorite fighters to watch in today's era?
Today's era. Let me see. I like Josh. I'm gonna give you 5. I like Joshua. I like Gypsy King. I like Usyk. Usyk is a monster. I still love Wilder and Inoue. And Earl Spence. There's a lot of fighters, bro. I like.
So you actually watch when these guys are fighting?
I watch everybody. You know, it's Shakur Stevens. Well, Valdez is really good. Ennis Boots, I like him a lot. He's really good. Virgil Ortiz. To be honest, I even like Ryan Garcia, bro. But he needs to pick it up. He needs to fight a little bit more. But he's good too. I like him too.
Man, so you really watch the sport?
Yeah, I'm a boxing fanatic, bro. I love boxing.
When you brought up, I think it was, you brought up Plant, right? No, Berlanga getting dropped.
Yeah.
How'd you feel when you seen that?
I was shocked, but I was shocked of how much of success the other guy was having, because he was just moving around. He was touching up Berlanga with ease. Well, not with ease because his face was busted up, but you know, he kind of just. I think Berlanga too, when he gets frustrated when he doesn't land that one shot, and then he leaves himself open. As you could see, he was trying to land a big shot, and then he got dropped. But yeah, it was a little shocking.
How do you compare that in contrast to your time being on the canvas?
So that's completely different because I wasn't hurt like that. You know, it was more of an off-balance shot, but he really got rocked. You know what I mean? Like I said, you live and you learn. You know, you live and you learn from your mistakes. That probably opened his eyes up a little bit more because sometimes you might be able to walk through shots in sparring, but in fights, it's completely different.